And we're here today with Edvin Ortega here at TikTok Diner. Edvin, thank you so much for being on with us.
No, thank you.
Well, look, it's been exciting to be able to watch your success. I know we got a chance to talk to you on the radio show Conversations Live and also do a feature on you in Conversations Magazine. But, your life has really been on a big ride lately. I mean, what has it been like for you to see all your passions, acting, singing, dancing, all come together now?
Wow, it's been a little surreal. Obviously it's been a great experience, a great ride.
Right,
But it's been a little surreal. It's every day you kind of wake up and you're like, wait, is this really happening right now? Is this what I have to do today?
right.
It's act, sing, and dance, and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah.
But very exciting. Obviously, couldn't ask for a better time.
Yeah. Edvin, one of the things I said to you before we began taping is that one of the things you said in my interview on Conversations Live was the importance of being a doer. I mean, do you think that has been the key, that not only are you doing what you love, but you've been persistent at it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being a doer I mean, it's everything. It's the key to success. I feel like a lot of people get paralyzed by fear, and therefore they don't take action. And I
Right.
think no matter what, I really do believe that anything you really want, you can achieve.
Right.
I actually 110% believe that.
Yeah.
And I think being a doer is a part of that. It doesn't have to be the right action. You don't always know if you're doing the right steps. You
Right.
don't know if the plan is the right one. But I do believe that taking the action is going to reveal into the right plan. In
Right.
other words, taking the action is going to lead you to that step that's going to give you ultimately what you want.
Right. You've been able to be a part of some amazing productions. Orange is the New Black is one of the ones I saw you featuring recently on Facebook. I mean, what is that like to reflect on this resume that you're building, the shows you've been able to be a part of, and the lives that you've been able to reach?
Thank you. It's kind of crazy, because I never thought, as a little kid walking around in the streets of Cuba with, there was basically no sidewalks and walking around with no clothes on and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of amazing to me to be able to go into a set and actually,
Right.
I actually get like when you're a kid and you first walk into like Toys R Us or some kind of toy store and you're just blown away. That's sort of what I feel like when I'm on set, on
Right.
any kind of set. And it's a little surreal. I mean, it's powerful. I'm glad that I have a lot of people supporting me right now. I think you know them being a part of the ride has sort of put even more belief in me in a way. Just they're there for the ride and they see things are up and coming and exciting, and I think they believe more, and that belief almost empowers me more to go on even further
Right.
and get to points where I never thought I could.
Yeah. Let's talk about music because that's one thing that has become full circle for you. In that interview, I went back and listened to it. And even when I was reading it in the magazine, Evan, I mean, you talk about the power of music and how
Yeah.
that was kind of your introduction to the industry. Now, of course, in 2015, you're able to promote music once again, not only in hosting events, but also being a part of your own boy band. I mean, talk to us about that experience, what it's been like for you to do that.
Yeah, it has been a very exciting year when it comes to that. It's definitely full circle, like we spoke about. I mean, I started in music. I was in a boy band actually when I first started in music, and going through the acting, going through everything else I did. Now I find myself back at that. It's really it's so much better for me now. I'm so much more of a confident person now, and I'm such in a better spot than I was when I was younger, as far as being confident and being more of a doer, and being a believer. That now, when I find myself in these situations where I'm dealing with, 4 or 5 other guys are in the group, and when we have the live band, it's 12 people that I'm basically, sort of managing. Not only am I in the show, but I'm also a director and producer on it. So
Right.
it's a lot of people to manage, and I think you have to have that confidence to be able to manage that amount of people and that amount of talent. And I think if I hadn't gone originally through music and sort of surfed my way through it, right now I probably wouldn't have be as controlled or as good about it as I feel I am right now.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, no, it's definitely been something that's been full circle. It is music was my first love, and to be able to do it now, a couple of years down the line, and to be in more control of it and be able to perform where I want to perform, and to be able to really be behind a product and be proud of it and see the looks on people's face, the enjoyment that they get from it, it just feels like I'm doing the right thing. That
Right.
like you said, it's gone full circle, and I do believe that when you're meant to do something, it just kind of, you know, life would just kind of take you in that direction.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what's happened to me, where I kind of came off the music a little bit. I went into my own direction with the acting and a couple of the projects, and now, all that life has kind of taken me in a way where I can do both now, and
Right.
it's better for me because now I'm, more mature and more confident, and I know what I want from these projects.
Right.
And actually, this obviously the boy band project is not only a great project, but it's my passion as well. It's a
Yeah.
passion project for me. I mean,
Right.
it's something that I love. I just love doing. But this year we actually opened up our entertainment company as well. So the boy band show is part of that. So it's the same name. It's Larger Than Life,
Right.
but it's the boy band show, and then it's the company. So we've
Wow.
sort of joint those two, and I'm able to do all the DJ stuff and all the MC and hype man stuff that I do through that company now. So now I'm basically, being able to work as an actor, do the show with the band as the boy band, and also just put myself out there through my own company as the MC and the DJ and the hype man stuff that I do, the master of ceremonies. So it's fun. I'm a person who I like being in control. I
Yeah.
would say that. I'm
Yeah.
very much, a doer. I need to be that type A person that's kind of got my hands in a little bit of everything. And, it's not work for me. It's something that I love doing. And I think that's what drives it, and that's what takes it to the next level, is that when you have love for something, it just doesn't seem like work. It's just,
Yeah.
you're doing it, and every day you wake up and it's like, I can't wait to go into a rehearsal. I can't wait to do our next booking, because it's not work. It's a passion that I happen to be, compensated for.
Right.
But it's really more than anything. It's my way to, put my soul out there and just really be in touch with everything that I love.
Yeah. And and you balance it so well, Evan. I want to talk about fear. I mean, it's the F word that we focus on a lot on conversations because, I have allowed in the past fear to stop me from doing things because you never know how things are going to turn out. You never know what people are going to say. So there are all these unknowns. How have you not allowed fear to stop you in pursuing your own purpose?
I absolutely agree with that 100%. I mean, fear is the enemy, in a way. I think for me, something happens to me almost like subconsciously. Um, yes, and I've gotten all the negative stuff and all the people who say, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And I think what happens to me personally, in the back of my mind, as soon as I get that, it's almost like an inner voice that starts building up that says, yes, you can.
Hmm.
So, it's almost like, I don't know if this example is going to make sense, but let's say, it's a week, right? And that week, all I'm hearing is, no, you can't, Edvin, you can't do this. I mean, this is not for you. And it's just building up, and it's a week long of just hearing no's. It happens here in New York a lot because, you're auditioning and you're
Right.
constantly being told no.
Right.
At the same time, and I do let a little bit of that fear sink in every once in a while. I think, I think we're human, so I think there's no way to totally block that out. I think some of it does, sip in. But I think what happens for me is it sips in, and at the same time, as opposed to paralyzing me, it almost charges me. It fuels me into proving those people wrong, and into it's almost like I'm building up, like a silent energy, like a silent
Right.
energy that's being built up and being built up, and then you sort of get to the end of the week and you just kind of you're able to release it and
Right.
just say, hey, no, you don't understand. I can do this. I will do this. I'm going to prove it to you. And I think subconsciously that's kind of what happens with me a lot of times, where because I realize when you really stop and think, and I'm sure for yourself you've had goals when you've actually sat there and thought about it and say, hey, logistically, really though, can I actually do this?
Right.
Can I actually, this is like a big undertaking. Can I actually do this? And when you stop and you think about it, sometimes you say to yourself, I don't know how I can.
Right.
I don't know if I can because I don't know how I can. And I think sort of you know, the answer to that, at least for me, is just to take action on it right away. You know, you don't know how to solve the problem. You know, you don't know. There's just so many factors you can't control. You know, and you don't know how to win the game. But if you're not in the game, you're definitely not going to win. So, which means you have to take whatever action you need to, or whatever action comes up, you know, in your mind, just to get involved. You know, in other words, you know, you have the fear. It's sort of paralyzing you. You know, you have the naysayers, but if you listen to those negative things and you let the fear paralyze you, you're never gonna do anything because you're just gonna be frozen. You're just gonna be living in that space. And you know, we don't have all the answers to everything. I certainly don't have the answers to everything. But I think the number one step for that is just, you know, stepping back and just saying, okay, I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know what the path is, but this is the path I've chosen.
Yeah.
And I know that if I take massive action, I will get some result. I don't know what the result is going to be. Maybe it's going to be immediately the result I desire. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be something that's going to lead me into something else.
Right.
But that all starts with just taking action, no matter what. I mean, you know, you have a goal, you know what you want. You know, it's just about just going for it. You know, it doesn't have to be the right answer. You know, it just has to be an answer. It has to be a choice that you make.
Exactly. So true. Edvin Ortega, again, everyone, has been our guest for this segment. He's an individual that's definitely living his life on purpose and being able to be an example for others as well. His advice for all of you is to be a doer. I think that is what his life exemplifies. Edvin, thank you again for the time. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Thank you very much. Well, my website is edvinortega.com. It's EDVINORTEGA. My name is a little confusing. And of course, social media. I'm very big on social media. My Facebook is facebook.com. I am Edvin Ortega. My Twitter is the same thing, twitter.com. I am Edvin Ortega. And I'm also on Instagram and YouTube, and same handle. I am Edvin Ortega. Trying to make it all the same across.
Right. Definitely makes it easy. Again, Edvin, thank you so much for the time, and looking forward to the next conversation with you here in New York.
Thank you very much, Cyrus. Thank you.
Right.